So the main focus of the build is definitely going to be on activating her third. What this is going to do is increase your crit chance and your crit damage overall to the stats once they max up to about 16. We'll wait for it here, 15, 16, then we're going to check out our base stats here and have about 99.9% critical hit rate. Now this is only possible with the 5 times critical damage because of my reactor, but we can see that the numbers going forward, this is insane. Check this out. Boom! Look at that, 16 million plus an extra stack of the number that I didn't quite see too well, but the damage just does. It's just there, man. We're just hitting those numbers. Even with the sniper rifle, we're running out of MP real quick, but that's 6 million per hit. Oh my goodness, that's absolutely gorgeous. Now, I did see some comments before about the Afterglow sword, going for that, or even piercing light and getting the reactor to mainly focus on it. But when I was doing my testing on it, it really didn't matter too much, if little, not at all. For the numbers, we can still kill Colossi in 4, 5, 6, 7 seconds, which is absolutely mad, even if you want to focus on something that's on a primary gun. But if you mainly use Afterglow sword or piercing light for your heavy weapon of choice, then I mean, go for it. I also did see a comment about how I got the sniper rifle to get 7 rounds instead of the starting 4, so I'm just going to share that with you guys real quick. On the weapon that I have here, we're just going to come in here, and it's because of expand weapon charge and of course an increase of 30% on the rounds per magazine from concentrate support ammo. You can see if we remove one of the ammo mods and then come back and activate her ability, we get about 6 rounds, so you get that extra 1 bullet from that mod. So might as well just throw it right on there just to give you that extra 1 bullet. It's really nice, not too bad. It's definitely good for mobbing. For a few of the Colossi, you only need about 1 round from your sniper anyway, and then you're going to switch off to your main secondary skill here, which is going to do the big damage, especially after you stun and immobilize your Colossi. That's definitely where it's going to play the big number there. If you find yourself constantly shooting the 7 rounds out of the sniper like for the regular ads, then go ahead and get something like Afterglow sword for your reactor or the piercing light. But I'm going to stick with the 𝗦𝗕𝗕𝗏 cavalry gun because I don't really use this weapon at all when facing the bosses, and I mean, I melt them either way, as you saw from the little showcase. But we're going to go with the reactor here. So we got the frozen singularity, of course, for the chill skill power and the singular skill power. We have critical hit damage of 31 and critical hit rate of an increase of 29.7 on the percentages there. So that's really nice. That's the whole reason why we're hitting the critical hit rate at 99% when we max stack the 16 of her third ability, because I have critical hit rate on here. But if I could choose to change something, it would definitely be the hit rate and change it with something that does damage to Colossi. But I work with what I got, and it saves me a mod of having to use skill insight on the build itself to increase base critical hit rate. But definitely look into something of damage versus Colossi and critical hit damage. This will increase your base numbers and your insane crit damage. You can go from the 19 million that I shot on him to probably around like 20 to 21 million damage just with that small percentage increase of damage against Colossus, because it plays that big of a role. For the external components, of course, we have the Slayer auxiliary power with MP recover out of combat, max HP. This one has chill resistance and increases my max MP. This has defense and then gold rate and max shield and all that stuff doesn't really matter to me too much, especially not on this character. On someone else like Luna, of course, this stuff matters because you have the MP recovery. This one has the max MP, so those numbers really play a big difference in her build. I'll leave that in a link in the description if you're ever curious about Luna. I will be making an updated build for her, so just look out for that. And I'm also working on a different type of Freyna build for you guys, so just keep your eye out for that. Of course, you already know I have the Albion cavalry gun. That's what's going to give me that extra reach skill power of 160%, so we can go ahead and hit those big numbers like we want to. I wish the inversion free reinforcement played a bigger role when it comes to this, but this is just the 2 things that I have selected and have active right now. They don't play any difference in my damage output, nothing like that, so you don't have to worry about that. Just in case you were curious about if I had anything here that was making a difference, which I don't. For the modules here, we have shock punch just to increase our module capacity. We have maximized power for 96.1%, although it does increase our cooldown, which I mean is completely fine. Dangerous ambush, this is where the big numbers play, which is why you want to use her 4th ability first to get the Colossi in the immobilized state, and then you want to use her 2nd ability to deal massive damage when they're immobilized, because you see it gives you an increase of 49.8% increase to your skill power. That's absolutely amazing. Beautiful. I have Arche acceleration here because it's an extra little mod. It's a skill speed. The range doesn't really matter to me too much, but activating her abilities a little bit quicker allows me to get those times a little bit quicker, if you get what I'm saying. If you wanted to completely remove this, that's completely fine. You don't need this. It's not necessary. This just allows me to activate her 4th, and then when I'm done shooting it and the Colossi is immobilized, I can disable it and activate this one a lot quicker to do bigger numbers a lot quicker, killing the Colossi quicker. Even if it's just by a second, it's still a big difference. Okay, we have Glacial Cinctium for the critical hit resistance, which is fine, but the chill skill power plus 10.2% is definitely necessary, because her chill, you definitely want to stack that as high as you possibly can, because the higher you stack that chill skill power, more damage you're going to do. Skill Concentration for a 150% increase in critical damage. Front Lines for critical damage and crit hit rate increase, as well as Emergency Measures for the same thing, but vice versa. We get an increase of 64, and this one gets an increase of 64 to damage, and this one's rate. So we have Chill Specialist, because when I tried using Maximize Skill, I noticed that using Chill Specialist actually does more damage. I'll show you that here in a second. And Spear and Shield, just for the extra defense, if you want it or need it. It's not really a big difference when you're killing Colossi in under 10 seconds. They're not going to touch you at all, so it doesn't really matter, in my opinion, okay? Okay, so we're going to try this out with the Chill Specialist on the normal build. We're going to go ahead and activate our third just to get our crit hit rate up, get those numbers higher. You can see it on this poor victim now. It stacks 16 with Chill Specialist, 16.13 million damage, which is beautiful when you look at it. I'm not going to hate on it. So we're going to come in here, completely remove Chill Specialist when we can. We're going to go to Maximize Skill. There we go. Put that on there. See if we get a difference in damage. Activate that. Get up to 16. Come on now. There we go. Boom! So 15.4 million. Obviously less damage than we would have used Chill Specialist. This is exactly why we want Chill Specialist and not Maximize Skill. And that's why you want to rock that Chill Specialist over Maximize Skill, because it'll give you that increase of damage of about 600 to 700,000 increase, which is amazing if you ask me. Definitely rock this. It's the only way to go to. Now, like I was saying about the Arche, you can rock this if you want to. You don't have to if you want to completely remove it and spec into something that's more to give your character some more health. That's completely fine. I went through mods, a few mods myself, like Preemptive Strike, which on skill attack upon enemies with maximum HP, it deals 8.5% of the skill damage incurred as additional damage to the target, which is kind of weird to me, but I tried to use it and it makes absolutely no sense because it does not proc whatsoever. I was getting no difference in numbers with enemies max HP, whether I was trying it on these regular mobs in the laboratory or I was trying them on Colossi. I was getting the exact same number and they were both full health. So I don't know what's going on with that, if it's bugged or what's going on with it, but it was not working out just like I thought it would. Multi-talented we would use, just because when using a singular active skill, all attribute damage plus 30% for 5 seconds. But only one of the effects is applied, and because we activate her dimension skill first, that's the one that takes the proc. So when using the dimension skill, all your skill cooldowns are minus 20.5% for 5 seconds. Not a worthy trade for dangerous ambush when you increase your damage after immobilizing. And then technique manual, I tried landing a skill attack and deals 46% of own max HP as additional damage to the target, but this does not stack with your base damage. It is completely unfortunate. Why does this mod exist? I tried it, okay? I put on the max HP mods, I put increased HP, and I believe it's called, the other mod's called Stim Accelerant. You can stack them both together because the increased HP is a regular mod and this one's an HP mod, so you can stack them together. So I put the highest amount of health that I could on my character, and it was proccing a white number doing like 5,000 damage. Absolute trash! So don't even worry about technique manual, there's no hidden secret. This build here is going to get you everything you need done in the timely manner that you need it done. I appreciate you guys sitting here listening to a madman ramble on, but at the end of the day, choose whatever you want. This build is amazing for taking down Colossi, even handling regular adds. I was getting to level 40 and constantly doing it over and over again with absolutely no issues. You can focus on the primary gun or a heavy weapon gun, general heavy on your reactor. Either one doesn't matter significantly because you're going to be melting these Colossi pretty quick anyway. So it's not, at the end of the day, it's not the biggest deal whether you have to get the Afterglow Sword or you have to get Piercing Light in order to do the maximum potential. Like, you don't need it. It's not necessary. This build here will get you done. Go get you a quick little reactor with some decent stats on it. Go get you that weapon if you already have it in your inventory and get the job done. If you're also interested on all the modules that I had here, you could have paused the video at any time to check this out, but I'll show you here as well. We have 3 Almadine, 1 Malachite, 1 Celeron, and 1, I forget what this one's called, Zerline, I think something like that. Let's just look real quick because I feel kind of dumb. Zantic, of course I'd get it like completely wrong. I don't know why I was like trying to mix up these two together. But this is a Zantic here. I have 1 Zantic. So just in case you're curious about that, I can't wait to see if Hailey can get some skill modules, because in the game currently there's absolutely 0. There is none to help her whatsoever. But I mean, she's already so freaking broken, it's mad. Her damage is crazy, and then I just wanted to take like an underrated mod and just see how it worked with her. Being able to activate those abilities quicker is just a nice little bonus, little icing on the cake, if you would be. But I mean, completely remove this if you want to, and then respec it to get some more health on her, and change this for the increased defense mod, or put whatever you'd like on here. Skill insight if you don't like the fact that the critical hit rate is here on the reactor and you know, not in the build. But as you saw before, the 99.9% is plenty, man. I mean, you don't have to worry about any of that, and it saves you a mod slot, so you can put whatever you want in. You can even put something like shot focus on here. If you don't know what shot focus is, it's pretty much increases your firearm attack but decreases your skill power percentage by a little bit. You can only get that mod by combining modules over there with the guy, you know, in Albion. But let me know in the comments who you want to see a build for next. I really appreciate it. Your guys' input is a massive difference here on the channel. And remember to stay safe, because the world without you, oh, look at that y'all, what the heck, is nothing.